Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yay. And
Hey.
if you can, go ahead and put the area that you cover where you practice amazing real estate. Put it right after your name, like Cindy Celio, Silicon Valley. I'm so excited to see all of you guys here. And it's really fun to me. A few of you are here for the second round. So I guess the last one we did must have been good enough that you were like, yeah, we're coming back. On a fun note, we're shaking things up a little bit this time. So still going to be very interactive. If you're in an environment where you don't have a lot of background noise, may as well just stay off mute so we can jump in. I want to give a few more people a chance to get in. I do think it's probably okay. Kara, Deb, and I can do quick introductions right now. Deb, do you just want to tell everyone who you are and what they should know about you?
Okay, one thing you should definitely know about me is I don't like mustard, so please never, ever, I can't tolerate mustard. Other than that, I am a mindset and performance coach, so it's mindset and skill set. I have over 30 years of experience, and my passion in life and my purpose on this earth is to be in service to others, helping them to achieve their goals and lead bigger, abundant, more prosperous lives.
Excellent. And Kara?
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And I am a life and transformational coach. 2 years in the real estate industry, 23 years in the real estate industry. And my passion, you guys, beyond anything, is to help you not make the same mistakes that I made. So that's what I'm here for in any way I can help.
Excellent. And I am here to help you all make the mistakes. No, I'm joking. Bridget Stuart, celebrating my 27th year in real estate. Still absolutely love it and incredibly passionate about it. And as many of you know, because some of my coaching clients are in here, I could literally talk about it all day. All right, so that I think gives us all a little insight. So I'm sure we're going to have some stragglers come in, but early bird gets the worm. I am going to post the survey. And in this survey, so today we're only doing one survey, you are going to make three choices if you feel so inclined. If there's only one that sticks out to you, one. You want two? Two. Do whichever. But let me get to it. Oh my goodness, did it not pop up because surveys? There we go.
Yeah, it will. You
It
got it.
will. While I'm doing that, can you all let's have three pieces of good news while I'm pulling that up. Three of you share something good that happened in the last week.
You have to go first, Deborah, because you're the one who has to leave first.
Well, where's Deborah?
But you're muted.
I got to go fishing this week. I hadn't been fishing in years. It's a renewed passion, and my autistic nephew shares that passion now. So it was a blast.
Right on. Did you catch any fish?
We did. We did.
Big
Most
ones?
of them we threw back, but no, they were pretty good. But it was a good day. A bad day fishing beats a good day doing most anything else.
Right on.
I'd agree with that. Let's get two more quick ones.
Two more things that you're happy about that happened. Come on.
Cindy, were you going to jump on? There you go.
So I was calling my people yesterday because I have this naggy coach who wants me to call my people. I reached out to a gal that I've probably never called on the phone, but I know her. And she's like, my daughter's thinking about like buying in, Pollock Pines. And I'm like, she's going to take your grandbabies. She's like, no, long story short, they would be better here. And I'm like, the condos and the townhomes are on sale. So maybe we should talk. She's like, I'm going to send her your information and, let's see if she can stay close to her babies. And I said, you know what? I think that's the most important.
That is fantastic. So the big takeaway there was
Naggy
good things
coach.
happened when you made phone calls, correct? Would that be a
No,
take?
I got a different message. I thought Cindy was saying that she's really happy and appreciates her naggy coach. That's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
heard.
Excellent. I wonder who that could be. Okay, let's get one last one. Come on, y'all are salespeople. Y'all are high D's and high I's or S's. Pop
Hi,
out something.
Bridget. Hi, Bridget. It's
Hello.
So this is very exciting. My first of two listings that I have went live yesterday.
Come on now, that's amazing.
So I'm pretty
Can we get a round of golf course applause? Because all of us that have been in, that's huge. That is huge. So that's really great. So now you have two listings live or one listing live?
I have one live. It went live 2 days ago, and then the next one goes live next week.
Excellent. Okay. We got three pieces of good news. And because we're all resourceful, what happens if technology doesn't work? What do?
We pivot and punt.
We pivot and punt. And so in about 5 seconds, you guys are going to get a survey in the chat. How you like that?
That's pretty amazing.
What'd you say?
Because you're just amazing. You probably just retyped the whole thing while talking
Almost,
and
yeah, almost.
I can try coach if you want.
I think what happened is I made it while the room was already open, and so it didn't show up as available. But I got it, like literally, I'm putting the final one in. So what you guys are going to do, you are going to look in the chat and just pick the 3 things that you think are most impactful for you right now and just type it in the chat. So we're going old school. We're going back in the day when Zoom didn't even have the survey function. So I want you to pick between what would be a conversation you would love to have today. We are going to go into breakout rooms. So we've got mindset and identity questions, business clarity and performance, client experience and value, growth and future vision, self-reflection and motivation, and in bold, legacy and leadership. Client experience and value, legacy and leadership. Ruby, I'm sure you're going to help me be the wizard and calculate the responses here. Client experience and value. Okay, let's get more. Mindset and identity. Excellent. Deb, Kara, and I have come up with some thought-provoking questions around each of these topics. And even though we're going to discuss in depth 3 of them in a small manner as a group and then in depth in a breakout group, I'm giving you the thought-provoking questions on all of them. So after the meeting, if we don't pick your topic, you're still going to have the thought-provoking questions. And of course, what I recommend, my clients know, they've heard this before, I recommend that you time block 45 minutes. You put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You light a candle, put on Chet Baker, have your favorite coffee or water, and a legal pad. Write the question down, free write. So if there's an area here, and even if we discuss it today, I recommend doing that if there's anything where you want to see change. All right, so has everyone voted? Give me a quick show of hands if like you're good. Client experience, mindset, identity, growth, and future. Perfect. Okay, so those 3 are the 3 winners. Now remember, you'll get questions about the others. And of course, you can always set up a one-on-one with one of us if you want to dig into it on a one-on-one basis. All right, so let's go to Ruby. Can you share the slide or you want me to do it?
I can coach. Hold on.
Okay, cool. So let's go first into client experience and value. And I really want this to be interactive, guys. So I don't want just Deb and Kara and I to spout at you. I want you guys to share your experience, your thoughts, and how this is impacting you right now. So I'm going to read these 3 out loud, and whatever one speaks to you, start speaking up and offer your insight. So let's all think about your last client, very last client. Would they enthusiastically refer you, or would they just politely thank you? Who's willing to share?
I think mine would enthusiastically refer me.
I believe they would as well, because I know you place a very high value on that client experience from answering the phone all the way through. And by the way, I'd even go so far, Corinne, if you want to put your contact info in the chat, if that's an area where you would like to have a breakthrough, I'd reach out to Corinne. Anyone else want to give what's your immediate feedback on that?
My client absolutely would, but I know I need to continue to nurture, not just based on what we did during the transaction.
Bingo, that is so critical as well. So if anyone out there, and you don't have to speak out loud, but if anyone out there is like, I don't even know if I'd get the polite thank you. You don't need to share that on screen. I know that can be very vulnerable, but definitely do the 45-minute legal pad, Chet Baker coffee, and reflect on that. And then reach out to Debra Coffee, or Corinne Henry and say like, hey, could we grab a Zoom for 20 minutes and can you share with me ways that could impact that? If you have a coach, of course, bring that up with your coach as well. Kara, do you want to do the second one?
The second one is what one unique value you offer that your market hasn't heard loud enough yet. What makes you special, guys? Just one thing, just one thing that, and I know a lot of times people will say, I care, I really care. Well, we're all supposed to care. What is your superpower? Come on. Have you guys painted a wall for somebody?
I would say flexing the experience and communication based on the client. I think we need, in the beginning, we should really listen more than we speak so that we can shift as we need to. I know I found that just in my minimal experience with clients that I have starting out right now. That's really the key. I have two distinctive clients right now, and they have 2 different ways of receiving communication. And I have one that wants communication consistently and loves reports. And then I have one that wants short text messages, brevity, get to the point. So I think that's key. And it's key to make those notes, I think, as well as you go through the active transaction experience so that you can then apply that to the nurture experience as well.
Absolutely incredible answer. And guys, that is a superpower. Most people are terrible listeners. And you, as a realtor, that's something when you're in a listing appointment or working with a buyer and there's a spotlight on the client and a spotlight on the realtor, that spotlight should only be on you for 20% of the time. Guys, the realtors who go in and it's 80% of the time all about me, the client experience fails. Good. Anybody else? Got one more. Just need one more. What is your unique value offer?
I would say for me, it's approachability and connectivity and heart. Just the way I connect with people, I think, is an asset.
Beautiful and incredibly important.
And approachability, man, that in a realtor, that is golden.
Yeah.
So can you repeat those three again, Jennifer?
Approachability, connectivity, and just genuine heart and care.
Well, can I add in one thought?
Please. Yes.
So the second part of that question is, does your marketing reflect it? And I apologize, Jennifer, I believe that was you speaking when you mentioned the three things.
No, that's a great thing to ask.
So Jennifer, is your marketing reflecting? And I mean with everyone, that reflects that.
It's funny what comes to your mind as you speak these kind of things out loud, but as I'm revealing that or just acknowledging that those are my strengths, I think that I need to hone into that more and make that more a part of my professional persona, because I think I'm trying to go in a different direction than how I naturally project myself. I think I'm trying to go in a more professional and less approachable direction.
Yes.
And I think I should go in the direction that's more natural to me.
Who votes yes? Jennifer,
100%.
like just be her genuine self. Yes.
Yeah.
While at the same time, you're still professional, but you're just allowing that natural, genuine heart to be visible. And that would be, I want to make sure everyone considers this particular question, including that second half, because I have clients that do amazing things. Kara, when you were doing a prompt, you were like, has anyone painted a wall for a client? Some of you are doing kind of what I'd call like above and beyond, and you're doing it naturally. And for the most part, you're not carrying it too far. Just make sure that it's reflected overall in your marketing. It will make it less sterile and more a reflection of you. So that would be an interesting question for you to do the legal pad exercise with. Okay.
That is a brilliant addition. I heard somebody who was a consultant talking about two people that joined their businesses, and each of their businesses was fun. It was all about fun, and they both loved it, and they thought we could get together and we could have this business, and they worked and they put it all together, and then it just wasn't working. And the consultant said, where is the fun in your marketing? And if you don't have it in your marketing, people don't know that that's who you are. So that was brilliant, Bridget. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Deb.
All right. So this all kind of flows into 3, which is interesting. The question is, are you more focused on closing transactions? And be honest with yourself here. Or are you really, truly, sincerely interested in building lifelong clients? So looking at this from a little bit of a different perspective, same question. We all give off energy. And even though we are not saying it, if you go into any conversation, especially with potential clients, and you're thinking, okay, I need the sale, I need this money, I got bills to pay, I need the money, you might not be verbalizing that, but you are giving off and rippling out that energy, and they may or may not understand what they're feeling, but it's going to feel misaligned, and you are going to lose the opportunity to close the deal. So that's the first part of this. So when you're in a space where you have an opportunity, just check in with yourself and check where your energy is and check where your mindset is and where your heart is. If you're building lifelong clients, this goes to not just the marketing, it goes to how are you showing up before, during, and even after the transaction comes to a close.
Who is in it to just close transactions? Show of hands. Put a 111 in the chat if your main focus is just closing transactions. And if you are building lifelong clients, put 222 in the chat.
I mean, I want to build lifelong clients. That's my intention as I meet with them, and I'm great through the process. It's just that follow up and that system and that continuing to nurture.
That's a major piece. We should do, whomever goes in that breakout room, really talk about what are you doing to make sure that the relationship continues past the transaction. and that the relationships with leads, they know that you see them as a human and not as the next closing. So that'd be a great focus area for the interactive conversation for sure. Okay, what was the number 2, Ruby? All right, mindset and identity. We'll just go in the same order again. So if your business was a mirror, what would it be reflecting about you right now?
Making big changes.
Oh, very good. Making big changes. What else? What else would you all see in your mirrors?
Being present.
Excellent. Being present. What else?
Not just the positive. Is there anything that you're observing about yourself that is a place where you can grow and sharpen your skills? What would that reflection be?
Fear and hesitation, holding myself back in the chat.
Thank you for being honest and transparent.
It's hard to look in the mirror, guys, but when you don't and you bury your head in the sand, you miss out on all the good stuff. So really look in that mirror.
I'm going to offer one alternative to this that you guys can write in your notes. And Ruby, if you don't mind, maybe you could put it in the chat. If your current clients followed you around with a camera all day, would they hire you or would they fire you?
It's a great question.
So write that one down. That's another version of the mirror on the wall question.
I love that question. Thank you, Bridget.
This would be a great one for the Chet Baker Coffee legal pad phone on do not disturb free writing. Kara,
Just in
you want to do number
addition
2?
to that one, like what you just said, if you know, even if your clients followed you around with a camera, they don't know what's inside of you. You know what's inside of you. Would you hire yourself? Would you pay yourself a salary to do the job that you're doing? Or would you say, I need to hire somebody different? So the mirrors are tough. So number 2, what belief are you still holding on to that might be capping your income or your impact? So do we have any limiting beliefs out there?
You can put it in the chat or say it out loud.
That I really need a transaction coordinator to grow like I want to.
Okay, so you think that belief is holding you back or capping you in some way?
Yes, because I keep thinking, oh, I really can't take on too much business because how am I going to service it all and take care of it all? Does that make sense?
Yep.
It kind of does, but I want to dig down a little bit more. What is the biggest reason you haven't taken the plunge and hired a TC?
Finances.
Okay, so do you pay your TC in advance or do you pay your TC when you close?
I've never had one, so I don't know. I assumed you paid in advance or by the hour.
When you close.
No.
Go get yourself a TC, dear.
Well,
Hey, Deb, grab a quick 15 minutes with me and we can totally have a conversation around that.
See how cool this is that you came? Your whole career is about to change because you just got the
that would
support
be
you needed.
amazing. What are some other limiting beliefs? I should see the chat blowing up right now. Continually feeling like I'm not knowledgeable enough yet to truly serve people well. Who can relate to that? I see some heads nodding.
Jessica, that one was big for me in the beginning. Literally, I started in 2002. I had a friend of mine call me and ask me if I could list 160 acres for them. And I referred it out. Because I didn't think I could handle it. And you know what? I couldn't have handled it by myself, but I was in an office full of people who could help me, right? So Jessica, do you feel like you have people around you that you could talk to when you need advice and guidance?
I do. I think I just need to step into it more. I know that my beliefs are self-limiting, and I know there's so many people that I think, just a little background on me, I've stepped into a more professional setting and market from what I would consider a less professional beginning. And so I just feel I see highly professional people all around me, and I know I'm not there yet. So I feel hesitance to try to not necessarily compete with that, but I know what I'm not. And that's what I keep thinking about, what I'm not, rather than what I am.
That's really powerful. And you know, the truth is we bring about what we think about. And so you need to be talking to yourself, not listening to yourself. In other words, lots and lots of affirmations and action. Even if it feels uncomfortable, just action. Guys, it doesn't matter how you're feeling. You move. When you move, then you start to get more competence. So just keep moving. Good. Thank you, Jessica, for being so vulnerable. I appreciate it big time. And then Phyllis, there are other agents who are better.
And there always will be somebody that does something better than you, walks faster than you, dresses nicer, has more money, has a nicer car. It will always be that way. The whole piece of this is about becoming our best version of ourselves and not so much worrying about anybody else and comparing ourselves to others. It's What's that saying? You want to be at least 1% better than you were yesterday, and not better than somebody else, better than your other version. So if you're continually growing and learning and expanding and building your skill set and shifting your mindset, and you're growing personally, professionally, you're on your journey.
That was beautiful. I mean, seriously beautiful. Not better than someone else. Guys, you're not competing against anyone else. Please get that in your heart and your soul. If you're just 1% better every day than you were yesterday, just 1%, you're 37 times better at the end of the year at that one thing. It's powerful.
Well, what about number 3?
Number 3, this is a good one. Nobody wants to be perceived as a salesy, pushy, right? Salesperson.
I'm a salesperson.
I'm a professional salesperson. So do you consider yourself a salesperson, a business owner, or a brand? And why does that distinction matter? And when? Anybody want to share?
Okay.
Hi. I consider myself a consultant or an advisor. I shy away from the salesy side because I'm sure we've all had that experience as the customer and someone very salesy, and it's kind of a turnoff. And when I meet with customers, like I have one tomorrow, I try not to start with real estate. I try to start with getting to know them as a person, their family, their dreams, their goals, and then we get to the real estate stuff, because that conversation is going to happen. But if we can connect with them as people, those are the ones that will be our lifelong clients. So this person I'm meeting with tomorrow, we've been trying to coordinate getting together for about 2 months because her family schedule is completely opposite. And so I said, look, if we have to meet at 8:00 at night, we'll meet at 8:00 at night. I've been on the phone with customers at 12:30 a.m. in the morning now. I don't recommend this as a regular, but sometimes that's what they need to help them achieve their goal. And we're here to service them, to help them. And so she shared with me, she said, I don't want you to be concerned that we're going to go work with another agent. We want you and you alone. And so that conversation came about because I kept connecting with her as an individual, talk about her needs, her family needs. And, yes, I'm going to a listing appointment, but I want to be honest with them to show them that maybe this is not the time to sell, depending on the needs that they're presenting to me. Or maybe it is, but I want to be honest with them and not let it be focused on, I want to close this deal, I want another listing, but what is best for my customers to meet their needs? What can I do? How can I go beyond to fulfill that need for them? And they have, through conversation, felt that way about me. So that's just my suggestion. Don't approach it with, okay, I need to close this deal, or, oh, I need another listing. Those things will come. Get to know the person. Tell them a little bit about yourself. See if there's a connection. Like, she has kids, I have kids, find that connection. And I think that will be very helpful to establish that relationship. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for that.
Let's get a few more. So I know Phyllis says she's a business owner who specializes in real estate. Says brand. Clients remember brands based on the experience and then affiliate the brand with that. But there's more people in the room. So what about, let's get a few more, either show of hands or yeses, or just type in the chat which one you consider yourself to be. And I added consultant and advisor in the chat as well. Thank you for that recommendation.
Something I learned in my Mary Kay days is it's honorable to sell as it is to buy. And I'd be really upset if Walmart shut down and, didn't try to sell to me. And that people who are worried about being pushy will probably never be pushy.
Right. Yes.
It's interesting. Has anybody ever actually looked up the definition of sales? It has nothing to do with the person. The sale is just the actual transaction of a good or a service for payment. So if you're going to sit at a closing table and you're going to receive a check, you just made a sale. Now, the piece that you were talking about before and the piece that we are saying in general is there's a difference between being a professional, assertive salesperson, right? Man, woman, whatever. And you can call yourself a consultant and it's asking the questions. And I will tell you from 30 plus years of training sales professionals in every industry you can think of, if you're asking questions, if you're doing a needs analysis, if you're finding out what's important to your prospective buyer, seller, or client, you are acting as a sales professional. It's that piece of consulting. It's all of that. So I think what happened years ago is there was a movie Glengarry with
Glenn Ross.
yeah, thank you. And I think everybody got like, oh my God, they're selling cars, and we don't want to be like that because they were assertive, nasty, underhanded, cutthroat.
Sorry.
So no, it's okay. So I think that if we could take that used car salesperson, which is and it's generalizing because not all used car salespeople are like that, but it's that image that we have in our head and that negative connotation of, well, I don't want to be like that, so I don't want to be a salesperson because that's what a salesperson is. Well, what if your perspective could change? And what if you could say to yourself, I'm a consultant when I need to be. I'm an investigator when I need to be. I'm a great negotiator when I need to be. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have a transaction that's going to help me and my family to live our lives and have a prosperous and abundant life. And that's the transaction of the sale. So just another perspective to think of. That's all.
So I went ahead and I threw in the chat one of my favorite affirmations. There's very few things I do with my clients where it's the same for everyone. They know that I customize. Any of you in here, you guys know I customize it to you. But this is an affirmation that I can confidently recommend to all of my clients. I'm the founder, rainmaker, CEO of a multi-million-dollar sales corporation, and we are crushing it, or we are having our best year ever. You can change that tagline. By the way, if you don't have a legal entity, then you would say, I'm the founder, CEO, rainmaker of a multi-million-dollar sales entity, and this year is the best. If you said that every morning, what would happen to your self-perception? And by the way, I don't care if you're a solo agent, because guess what? If you sold more than $1 million in real estate, you're the owner, CEO, and founder of a multi-million-dollar sales entity. Okay, so to me, one of the reasons I love that affirmation is we worked in all those elements: business owner, executive. It has sales in there, sales corporate, right? So play around with that. If you'd like it, use that. I have seen that. Amber Cruz is a great example. I know a lot of you guys know her, and she's been saying that now for about 2 years, and watch what she's been doing. Okay, let's go to the next one. And someone mentioned as we go to this, there's a negative attachment to a salesperson. There's an amazing subconscious love of really great salespeople. Your entire life, everything around you is usually the result. That's of significance. Is a result of someone being an incredible salesperson. I'm thinking of my 2 guys. I have a team at Northwestern Mutual. I'm thinking of them. You never know. You don't even know. And yes, you'll be able to get the recording, Deb. And thank you for being here. We appreciate it. A really great salesperson. And this is how I see myself. I am selling people on seeing what's possible and what's inside themselves. That's what I sell every day. I sell joy, self-discovery, challenges, inconvenience, growth. So that's why I was so quick to say, because I'm very passionate about that. So let's go through these. Now, guys,
when you're selling someone the American dream, what else are you doing for them?
Yeah.
I mean, their net worth is going through the roof, guys. The average net worth of a renter is $6,000. The average net worth of a homeowner is $455,000. Which one do you want to be?
Right. So this one, I'm going to ask everyone because I want us to get in our breakout rooms. Let's go through this one really quickly. That means I want you all pop in the chat or shout out an answer. So if you doubled your income in the next 12 months, what would actually have to change first? What would be the first domino to double your income in the next 12 months? Speak or chat? Action. Okay. When you think about that action, Jennifer, are you comfortable adding a little more detail? Like what kind of action? Find clients. Okay. Spend dedicated time to lead generation with my book of contacts. Okay. More meetups and networking. Excellent. Okay. Kara, you want to grab the next one. I'll share these next 2. Get out of office. Yes. And more follow-up. Okay, good. So essentially, I'm going to summarize that as we all need to talk to more people every day. Getting out of my head and doing it. Yes, mindset. critical. Vacation, absolutely. When you leave town, one of my clients went on a spontaneous trip, and his home he had had listed for sale for a couple months, of course, sold while he was gone. Okay. And ask more questions. Yes. All right, Kara.
You guys are absolutely nailing it. So what's one, just one uncomfortable action that you know would change your business if you committed to it this week? Just one thing, just a tiny step, guys. What would be one? Throw it in the chat or yell it out. Specific action. The last one was a little bit more broad, but what's one specific thing you could do?
For me, I would say to stop being a perfectionist and just get stuff out, always wanting to tweak it and, oh, let me add this, oh, adjust that. Oh, it's not ready to post. I need to just get it out and just do it like Nike.
How many of you feel that? Like, oh yeah, I knew Bridget Sam would be the first one to go up. Action. Yeah, good. Get out of your head. Let's give me a couple more. What's a couple more you could do that's uncomfortable, but if you did it, it would answer all of your problems.
Consistent time dedicated to taking action on my business rather than just planning it. And Emily mentioned that paralysis of perfection.
Absolutely. Guys, the truth is, I know some of you are on the newer end of it, but the truth is, you know what you need to do. Just be honest about it. If you can't be honest with us and put it in the chat, be honest with yourself. This isn't about us. It's about you. So just answer that question in your heart and go, okay, one thing I know if I do this week will absolutely revolutionize my business is, and then just finish that sentence and then just push. Do it.
Betty Lou Bick Bick. I didn't realize she was in the room today. Betty Lou, you wanted to mention a specific action that's uncomfortable? Yes, Bridget, thank you. I wanted to say that an uncomfortable action that I could take this week and commit to that would definitely change my business is I'm going to make sure that I have 20 contacts every workday. And they can be a combination of voice-to-voice, face-to-face, or two-way digital. If I did that, it would be uncomfortable, but I know if I did it, it would change my business. Betty Lou, thank you for sharing that. Yes. By the way, guys, that number is based on big data. That is not a number pulled out of the air. In fact, it's based on big data from another organization, not just from the research Gary Keller does. So if you have any questions about that, reach out to any of the three of us. We can share it with you. Okay. Sorry. Betty Lou, thank you. All right.
That was beautiful.
Deb, you want to do number 3?
Ruby, that's so sweet of you. Number 3 is, how are you sabotaging your next level? Okay, so without realizing it. So sit back, allow a breath. And if you were the CEO of your business, looking at it, what one thing is not really working to the best of the ability and could actually lead to your next level of success? Good, think high level, strategic, CEO hat.
I think it's not recognizing the moments that actually exist. Like we have conversations daily with people, and sometimes we don't recognize that is also the opportunity for us to, like in my case, like lead generate. That looking at it, I don't want to say a multitasking, but realizing that it does qualify. And how do you share your brand, in my mind, my brand, in that conversation authentically.
Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. And Phyllis wrote, running my business on autopilot, which I guess means SOPs, standard operating procedures, and having processes in place. And Cindy wrote, internal monologue, your speak, the way you talk to yourself. That's interesting. Those are all good.
Phyllis, Deb, when I read that, I didn't read. So when I hear SOP, I think good, stable foundation of a business. I think, Phyllis, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're able to unmute. I think when I read that, I think she's in a comfortable zone. She probably works around 20% of her database. She probably relies on what she's comfortable. So that's sabotaging her next level. That's how I read that.
Oh, you took it that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phyllis, are you able to confirm?
Absolutely.
Maybe we're both totally off.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. Yeah.
You got it.
Absolutely. Then I let everything else get in the way.
Yeah. Very, you're in the flow, you're in the danger of the zone. Yeah. So these are really good. And I do want us now, we're going to go into our breakout rooms. And what I want you guys to do in the breakout room, not sound bossy, but just so we can get the most out of our time in there, We kind of went through the questions. Now I want you guys to share what you've done, what's working, what you've done that maybe didn't work, ask for help. So I want you guys, the agents, I want you share questions and really spend this time interacting with each other. You can reference the questions as a guideline if one of them stuck out to you, but you didn't feel comfortable bringing it up in the large group. So you can pick your room. Ruby, could you quickly put in the chat again the 3 options that we're going to? Deb Pearlman, which one would you like to run?
I think client experience and value. I'll just grab
Perfect.
that
So
one.
client experience and value. So anyone who wants that, put that in the chat right now. Kara, do you have an inclination?
Mindset.
That's what I thought. Okay. If you want mindset, please put that in the chat. And the last one was growth and future vision. So if you want that, please pop that. Okay, Jennifer, I hope you can make it to another one, and we appreciate you being here. And I'm going to start just popping you in the room. When you see the option, just go ahead. All right, let's get a few agents. Share some takeaways from your small group.
That I'm not alone in my challenge.
Correct. You are not. Let's get at least one from each group. Who can share something else?
I'm just gonna ditto on that, knowing that my struggles, this isn't a brand new struggle for, the industry. Like she said, other people are going through it, and it's an encouragement to know that other people are where we are, or maybe they're beyond us, and that inspires us to keep going. And so thank you.
Good. Let's get one more.
Well, we discussed the importance of kind of staying connected with your clients during the process and not leaving them hanging afterwards, kind of continuing that relationship in different ways that we could continue it after the fact.
If I may chime in on that, I promise not to get on my soapbox. Agents that don't continue the relationship after the closing, I almost think that's close to malpractice.
Yeah.
And any delusion or thought that's in their mind, all the stuff we hear. Well, I don't want to impose on them. But they just closed 3 months ago. They're not going to do a real, okay, delude yourself. Essentially what you did is had a very intense, emotional, significant relationship in either selling or purchasing a home. They invested $500,000 or more, whatever it is, at your advice, and then you disappear like a ghost. That's the ultimate ghosting. I imagine those clients probably feel like I did after my last fiance, like abruptly called off the engagement. It's really not cool. So yeah, build the relationship. Don't fall into the cliche of, frankly, a common reputation of agents. They weren't in it for the money. They called and texted me all the time until we closed. And once they got their check, they disappeared.
Yep.
Who's heard that cliche? Who's heard that belief? That is a reflection on our industry for a reason. All of us in here, we can be the change. We can be the ones that we do call 2 weeks later. And then we call
Do you know who ghosts people the most, Bridget? Non-professional, aggressive, usable sales people that aren't sales professionals, that don't authentically care about their clients. Those are the ones who do the most ghosting.
If anyone wants to hear me get on my soapbox about that, I have a database class coming up to help you get over that. So Ruby will make sure that we send it out to everyone. And also, I did that coach performance series yesterday. We really tapped into that at a pretty good level. So that recording, if you see that, feel free to watch that too. We are going to stay on for Q&A. If anyone does have to leave, we understand, and you can leave, but we can stay on for some Q&A. Can we end? I know I keep making you guys talk today, but just from the overall hour that we spent together, what are everyone, 3 people share one thing you're taking away from the time together.
Yeah.
Betty Lou Bick, she loves that idea of the 45 minutes with the legal pad and the cup of coffee and the Chet Baker. She's happy to meet another jazz enthusiast, and she is going to, once a week, take the questions in the areas she wants improvement, and she's going to time block that and do it. Betty Lou, thank you for sharing that.
I like what Debra. Next time you have to share a picture, okay?
Okay, all right. Next pop-up. Oh my gosh, I will have a picture and even a little square for her. How's that?
I love that.
Betty Lou will be on camera. Okay.
I love that.
Cindy Celios did a listing presentation for Betty Lou Bick last week. It was awesome.
Fantastic.
All right, come on. What are you taking away from our time together today?
I like what Debra mentioned in our breakout. So how do we nurture clients after the sale and just having that conversation, maybe at the closing table or right after closing, and just setting expectations on asking for their permission if we can stay in contact with them. And then I think just adding, how would you like that communication to be so that we can truly nurture our SOI?
Excellent. Let's get one more.
I like the story that Kara shared about the gal who was going to possibly quit real estate because she was getting dumped on by crappy people. And her coach told her to call her 5 most favorites and just, talk to them and say, hey, I've been thinking about getting out of this because people are treating me terrible. They told me to call my favorites and you're my favorite. And I want to meet more people like you. So, who do you know that's just like you that I can work with? And that was I feel like that was a really nice, because you're affirming that you like them, that they're good folks. And then you're also leading into real estate without sounding like icky.
Very good. Okay. So we will end the official session now for the pop-up, and we will stay on for Q&A. So I want to thank you for attending. We do plan on doing it. They are pop-up style. So I don't know the date of the next one, but it will be coming up, and it may be because Deb and Kara and I are going to shake it up and maybe invite some other coaches, and we're just going to keep rolling with this. Did you all find this beneficial? Just give me a quick thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. And you like the energy and the flow of it. Good. So if it's okay to start off the Q&A, may I do another little shout out with Kareen? It's something she and I worked on together that you all made me think of when you were sharing your takeaways and setting that stage at the closing of that future relationship. So Kareen and I worked on her buyer presentation, and we worked into her consultation the package you literally give a new buyer about the relationship that's going to occur after the closing. And she's got beautiful language in there, which I'm going to summarize. But essentially, there's language in there that says, and of course, the closing is just the beginning. And I will be supporting and communicating with you on a regular basis about being a homeowner in the area and the value of your home. She straight up put it, she's coming straight out of the gate, guns a-blazing, letting them know from the first interaction, guess what? This is beyond the check.
That's great.
Right, Kareen?
Yes. And I follow up. I have in my CRM, I have like a closing tab. So I just put closing, and then it sends them a series of text messages and emails too, just to kind of follow up with them, letting them know that I'm still here. If I don't call, I don't get a chance to call, they're still getting some kind of communication from me.
Yeah. And boy, talk about like when you put it in there and you put it out there and you say it at the closing and are you more likely to follow through on actions you've said out loud to someone and committed to?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I have a client now, the one I just listed. They purchased with me. And then when I kept reaching out and just saying hi later on, they were like, well, we thought you were, I was like, what did you think? I was just going to disappear. And he was like, yeah, I actually did. Then afterwards, now they just relisted that property with me because they have to move back to Maryland. But I kept in touch.
Excellent.
That's great.
What other questions do you guys have? You have 3 really experienced coaches here, and you've got a handful of other experienced agents. So what other questions do you have for today? No other burning questions? Kara, Deb, do you guys have any last thoughts you want to share?
I just so appreciate that you guys really are investing in yourselves by coming here and taking your time, which is by far the most valuable thing you've got. You are investing in yourselves, and I'm just going to be on the sidelines watching your careers just take off.
I appreciate the opportunity, Bridget, for you coordinating this and putting it together and giving us space for this. This is huge. It's a huge gift. So thank you.
Good. I'm going to challenge everyone.
Uh-oh. Yes. Me too? Am I included?
You're included.
Okay. Here we go.
We all need to talk to more people, and not just for our sales. If you just look at society today, we need way more genuine human to human conversations. And so particularly those of you still actively selling, that lead generation, your call to some old lead in your database, that could be the highlight of their day. Especially if you start off with, Kara, hey, I was just thinking about you today. I drove past your neighborhood. How are you? How is everything?
Wow, Bridget, I
That,
haven't heard you from you in ever. It's
So good to hear your voice.
that's right. Like literally, that could be the one bright light in their day. I think I may have shared this story before, but it's so touching. I just want to share it again. Brenda Piper in the Sacramento area, Roseville, California. She does text campaigns and on big holidays, she sends an animated text to everyone. VIPs get a call. You know, she's got a whole setup. She does a great job. So she had a happy Thanksgiving turkey, funny, you know, a cute kind of funny, like happy turkey day, you know, all kidding aside, have a great Thanksgiving. And that text went out to her whole database. And later that afternoon in her kitchen, makes me tear up. Her phone rang and she answered it because, you know, like when you're basting a turkey and when you just answer, hello, you know, and the lady said, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't think you were going to answer the phone. You know, because the lady just thought you would leave a voicemail because it was Thanksgiving. Brenda's like, no problem. What's up? And she said, I just wanted to tell you, thank you for that text because you're the only person who said anything to me today about Thanksgiving. We don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know how a stupid little animated turkey fluffing its feathers and sending one text to someone who's not even in your top tier of your database. You don't know what people are facing or how they're feeling right now. And talk about tangent. If you want to go down a rabbit hole this Saturday morning while you're drinking coffee on your back porch, there's a loneliness epidemic in America right now. I believe it's actually North America. Predominantly, I think I've seen research on Canada and the US. It's affecting men more than women. However, women are now catching up. Your call where you might be thinking, I don't want to impose on, I don't know what to say to them. I don't remember who they are. Set it all aside and just call. If they're able to answer, they'll answer. If they can't, they won't. It doesn't matter. What matters is you don't know the woman who's alone in her house, who has no one saying happy Thanksgiving, and your stupid little animated turkey is going to make her cry and make her call you, right? So there's more to what we do than just looking for the next deal. So I just thought I'd share that again.
Thank you. It is. It could change somebody's life.
And by the way, has she done a sale yet with Brenda? No. Does she answer the phone when she calls? Yep. And honestly, I don't even know if she's given her but none of that matters. She made a difference in that person's life on that day.
Yeah.
And when you start lead generating, if you keep that in mind and you're like, man, you know what? People are excited to hear from me. They cannot wait. I'm going to make their day. When they get home from work, they're going to tell their family, guess who called me today? Cindy. That's a better way to think of it, right? If you did that, you had those thoughts and you pumped yourself up before you picked up that phone. I don't care how you're doing it. I don't care if you're sending a turkey text or a phone call. If you have that frame of mind and that energy as you send that out, is that going to make a difference? So now I guess I need to get off my soapbox. Well, I appreciate all of you. I love those of you that have hung around here at the end. And I'd love it when you see the next pop-up, invite someone to join.